اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
How can I prepare myself to be a good spouse? And especially for youth, the first and foremost rule is protect our chastity, our taqwa. So whenever you do something, especially when you go to college and school, doors to temptations are wide open. But we have to realize that one day I will be the mother and a spouse as well. And maybe some of you say that, oh, Islam has allowed to make relationship with opposite gender in some circumstances. That is true in the religion. But we need to understand that often these pre-marriage relationship will contribute to the failure of your marriage. So first rule, what is our first rule is we have to protect that chastity, the taqwa Allah has given you. And nowadays especially problems are seen among our youth, and if they get addicted to these pre-marriage relationships such that once they get married they never settle. After a year or two they think about their old habits and then they go to pursue other relationships, and by doing so they are ruining their own marriages. So first step, if we want to prepare, so this is the marriage preparation, our mindset. If we want to prepare ourselves as a good spouse, protect our taqwa, chastity, as much as we can, and avoid relationships as much as we can, and believe that whatever we do before our marriage can come back to haunt us one day, because we have to be responsible mother and child, responsible mother to our children. So whatever we do during this period before marriage or courtship will haunt us and come back to us. So we have to be very careful. So act responsible and don't do something that will affect your future and will cause you a lifelong regret. So especially for youth, because when we say this topic is open for every age. Even if the youth, they are not mentally prepared, but they should know these things when they are going to college, when they are going to university. There are a lot of doors of temptations. So how to safeguard themselves, we need to know. And the second thing, we have to educate ourselves. Our mindset of the preparation is when we are talking about pre-marriage courses or education. So educate ourselves about the opposite person, because there is a research that our psychologies are different. The way in which a woman functions, operate is different than men, and this is confirmed scientifically. The way the women and men think, their interaction, their psychology, everything is different. And why we have seen that after marriage, nowadays a lot of cases are seen that after marriage, like after 1 year, they are saying we are done. Why? Because most marriages are failing because the two spouses are not aware of these differences. That's why when I say that when in premarital course, there are books, there are 10 chapters you have to read about the woman, the 10 chapters for men, the 10 chapters for the in-laws. So you have to have the education. You should know all these things, all different mindsets, all different their psychologies, their interaction. When you understand, when you know how the way your wife thinks, how is her psychology, then it will allow you to avoid many problems, because sometimes there is a miscommunication in the marriage and then we take things personally, and this causes our relationship to fail. So first thing was chastity, taqwa. Second is educate ourselves about the opposite person. And
اللهم صل على